Cybersecurity is very wide. Uncertainties or likelihood that something bad is going to happen. So you want to also look at that and look at it from the standpoint of, do I have the technical know-how, or do I have the technical ability, or am I technically inclined enough to actually take on that path in cybersecurity? Anything that is smart and is resident on the internet has potential of being attacked. Hello cyber friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to the Journey to Cybersecurity series episode 2. Thank you for joining the episode 1. It's been a great time coming, of course, and there is more premium content to share with you guys through this series, and I believe that you're going to be getting value for your time. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the importance of choosing the right path in cybersecurity. As you know, the cybersecurity is very wide. I'm going to be limiting the path that I'm going to be talking about in this video to about 4 paths, 4 domains that I believe that are very major. While there are other parts in cybersecurity, but I believe as you're starting out, this path, the ones that are very easy to identify with, it is very important that these domains, so this path in cybersecurity, you actually review them and match them up with your strength. And the reason it is important to actually choose the right path is so that you can avoid burnouts, and you can also align all of the requirements of each path to your strength and what you think that you enjoy doing, your interests, most importantly, because it is very important that your strength aligns with the requirements of the path you are going to be going with, so that it makes it very easy for you to actually thrive in that path, because you'll be dealing with requirements that actually aligns with your strengths, and then you'll be able to excel more. And that is why it is very important you avoid burnouts. That's number 1. Number 2, the requirement of that path should actually align with your strength so that you can be more effective. Number 3, it should be something that you are highly interested in. I don't want you to choose a path that you are not interested in, and at the long run, after you might have gone far, you now discover that, this is not what I'm interested in, this is not what I love doing, right? And then you now drop it and then pivot to another path. That can be time wasting, and that can be very overwhelming. There are about 4 major paths I'm going to be discussing in this video that you should go and check out, and then check all of the requirements, check the knowledge, the skills in those paths, and align them with your strengths and what you're interested in, your superpowers, to see if any of those paths is what you think you want to go with. The number 1 is GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. That's a path in cybersecurity that deals with policies, deals with risk management and compliance. Now, policies are like guidelines, rules for organizations to guide behavior of employees within the organization. These are internal policies or internal guidelines and rules that organizations set to actually guide behaviors of employees. These are a guide to how to behave within the organization. For instance, we have different policies that speaks to cybersecurity, like password policy or password security policy that outlines how passwords should be used, the combination of characters that you want to use for your password to make it strong, MFA policies, MFA guidelines within the organization is contained in password security policy. There is information security policy that lists all the security controls and fundamental measures you as an employee should know and adhere to in order to protect data within the organization. The vulnerability management policy, acceptable use policy, that is the acceptable use of assets within the organization. Different policies. I don't want to bore you with that. So that's policy on its own, right? And then there is risk management. Risk is like uncertainties or likelihood that something bad is going to happen, or likelihood that an attack is going to happen. So that is like looking at the possibility of the organization being hacked, or the possibility of something happening in the future, and how you should coordinate yourself, within the organization in order to actually reduce the possibility of those things happening, or mitigate the risk that comes with those attacks and all of that. That is what risk is about, and managing it is identifying, assessing, and evaluating the possibility of those things happening, and setting in place controls and measures that helps you to reduce the possibility of an attack, or reduce the possibility of uncertainties within the organization, or possibility of a breach, right? And then also trying to ensure that there are controls in place to mitigating controls that drops the possibility of those attacks happening. Then we have compliance. Compliance is like policing, looking at how the organization is adhering to external laws, regulations, and internal policies. That is what compliance is. So anybody that is majoring in compliance would actually help the organization to do check and balances to see if employees are actually adhering to internal policies, or if the organization are actually doing what they're supposed to do to be able to align with regulations. Very important. If organizations will be fined if they do not align with certain standards, frameworks, or regulations. That is what compliance is all about. You see, now analyzing that particular domain will help you to see which of your strengths, right, actually align with those requirements, or the tasks, skills, and knowledge within that domain. And the second major domain I'll be talking about is the cyber defense, or what we call the blue team. This involves monitoring defense techniques, right, adopted to actually protect the organization from being attacked or from intrusion, from external intrusion. And sometimes you analyze network traffic, you analyze behaviors within the systems and networks to be able to see if there is possibility of an attack, or if there's going to be a possibility of intrusion into the organization system or infrastructure. That is what the cyber defense is about. Adopting tools, techniques, and processes that helps you protect the organization thwart cyber attack or an attempt of attack, stop intrusion into the network of the organization, and all of that. That is what the cyber defense part of cybersecurity is all about. So you want to also look at that and look at it from the standpoint of, do I have the technical know-how, or do I have the technical ability, or am I technically inclined enough to actually take on that path in cybersecurity? Another part I want to talk about is cyber offense, or the offensive part of the cybersecurity. Cyber offense. These are the people who breaks into networks to actually identify vulnerabilities and loopholes within the network, and then they now provide recommendation and solution to actually bridging or filling that hole or that gap within the network or infrastructure. So these are penetration testers, these are vulnerability assessors, red teamers, and the rest of that. That are not that path. If you are somebody that loves breaking things, you're technically inclined, you want to know how things work, and you want to fix things, this is the path for you. And you see why it is very important to actually analyze each of these paths in cybersecurity to see if they align with your strength or with what you're interested in. And then the last path or domain I'll be talking about is the cloud or application security. When we talk about the cloud, we're not talking about the firmament in the heavens. It's just like relating it to the internet, because the best way to describe it is when something is living in a realm that we cannot touch. It's a realm in the cloud. So when technology is living in the cloud, we are saying that the technology is living on the internet. That is what the cloud is about. Deployment of applications in the cloud, bringing on-prem infrastructure into the cloud, meaning those on-prem infrastructure you see physically that you can see and touch, now bringing those infrastructure into the internet. They are now resident on the internet. It means that you can't touch them, that you can see them, you can interact with them on the internet. That is what the cloud is. That's the best way I can explain, like, for you to understand, because they are resident on the internet. There are risks associated with that, because anything that is smart and is resident on the internet has potential of being attacked. So that is cloud security. And then application security, because most applications are now deployed on the cloud. They're resident within the cloud environment. And that is where you'll be talking about the different tiers of cloud, the cloud infrastructure. There is the platform as a service, the infrastructure as a service, and the software as a service, tiers of cloud. So that is a path on its own in cybersecurity, because you'll be learning about how to protect applications, infrastructures in the cloud, and also you'll be learning about security of application, including secure deployment of products, applications in the cloud. So you see, these are 4 different major domains that I believe that you can actually start with. There are other domains like the property teaming and the rest of that, but these are the major ones you can look at as an aspiring cybersecurity professional, and then align them with your strengths, align them with your interests, and see where you thrive best. Who is fit for each of these? Let me just quickly do a breakdown of who I believe that is fit for each of this domain. Number 1, GRC. I believe that for GRC, that is governance, risk, and compliance, I've explained what that means in this video. I believe that if you are somebody who can see the bigger picture, somebody who can think outside of the box and think to see beyond what is presently available, you are fit for GRC, because you're going to be doing risk assessment. You're going to be assessing assets and technology to identify associated risk with those assets and technology, and then profile measurable and solutions, right? Solutions that can be measured in order to be able to actually reduce the risk or possibility of those assets being attacked. Right? So when you are somebody that sees the bigger picture a lot, you predict things a lot, you analyze things a lot, and you prefer solutions to things a lot, I think that you will be best fit for GRC. Who is best fit for cyber defense and cyber offense? If you're a technical problem solver, you are somebody that you are technically inclined, even without like a background in tech. You are somebody that you are very fascinated with electronics, technology. You want to know what's inside stuff, break things up, you disassemble things, and then you assemble them back. I believe you'll be fit for cyber defense and cyber offense, and that path will be for you, because it's going to align with your kind of person. For cloud and application security, if you're a builder, if you're somebody that you think solution, if you're somebody that you think, how can we build this? How can we build that? How can we bring innovation to this? How can we invent this? I think you'll be fit for cloud and application security, because in that path, you'll be building solutions to protect applications, you're building products, security solutions to protect the cloud, to protect applications and all of that, and then you'll be reviewing codes. So you're a builder, you will think like a builder. Like, if you're somebody that thinks like a builder, that is like a developer, you're somebody that thinks like a developer, I think that application security and cloud security is best for you. All right, so it is very important that you choose the right path for yourself in cybersecurity, so that you don't feel overwhelmed or you don't feel the heat of burnout, because it becomes very hard for you to adapt when you do not choose the right career path in cybersecurity. I hope that this video, you've been able to get a lot of values from it, and from this video you'll be able to go back to do your assignment and look at your life critically, assess your life critically, to see what are you interested in, what are your superpowers, what are your strengths, and how which of these domains align with those your strengths, superpowers, and your interests, and be able to pick the right path for yourself in cybersecurity. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things. I'm going to be seeing you in the next video.